I think this is the right decision by John Hines to put him right back in, get his game going. And as for James Reimer, it's his net or Aiden Hill. I think there'll be a competition all year long.
John McIsaac, TJ Luxmore are our referees, Julian Fournier and Kyle Flemington. And as recently as 2 years ago, he was second in voting for the Norris Trophy.
Yeah, you know, like so many players for the Sharks last year, didn't have a great season for his standards.
Matt Duchesne carries in for the Preds, winds it deep, looking for Forsberg. Forsberg back to the point. At one-time drive by Roman Josi. Deflects up and out of play.
You know, the face-off matchup's going to be interesting to watch tonight, Bob. Both teams really good in the face-off circle, but both teams have a young player as well that struggles on their fourth line.
And wrist shot, score on the power play as Roman Josi was able to put a perfect touch pass. And now they light the lamp on the power play early tonight.
Well, it gets them going again, and right here, just a quick release. And I don't think Reimer was screened by Brent Burns, but it does maybe go off his stick and change.
But they also have 6 players that have played at least 12 years or more. As getting loose is Sissons, and he fires one in on Reimer, and Reimer is able to turn it aside. Ends up in the far left corner, and out to neutralize, and now a step forward for Philip Forsberg. Turns it over, though. Back the other way, moving in, wrist shot, and gobbled up by UC Saros.
Well, it's exciting to have that franchise there and the rivalry between them and Vancouver. I don't think it's going to take very long to develop.
Eklund, a terrific hit ahead to Hurdle, moves in, goes to the backhand, hands stoned on the breakaway by UC Saros. UC Saros up to the task. Pivoting along the half boards and hoping for help as Nick Cousins throws one towards the net. And that will be sent the length of the ice by San Jose. They're going to keep it right here.
It's too exciting.
You know, and it makes sense because they're still playing hockey. There's a shot from the point. And that is turned aside by Reimer. Exclusively on ESPN Plus as well.
I got the Flyers at Calgary on Saturday. And former San Jose Sharks goaltender Martin Jones now with the Philadelphia Flyers.
To retrieve was LeBanc, turned it over though. Sissons, centering pass, that shot turned aside by Reimer. Right on the doorstep was Tanner Janot. Philip Forsberg waits for help. One-touch pass, getting a return. Carrier moves in, slides a soft one, looking for the 5-hole, and Reimer closed the door. Along the goal line, and pivoting back behind the net, trying to kick one out in front was Duchesne, and it is covered up by Reimer.
Covering so many games in Canada, I never really got to see him, and you know, just answered all our questions. It was a lot of fun.
Philip Forsberg giving one out in front, and that's covered up by Reimer.
And he was a hard-working player, and that's the identity that he wants from the Sharks club.
Off the draw. That shot hit the post. Forsberg with a bullet of a wrister that ringed off the iron behind the net. Duchesne with the 1-0 lead.
And Philip Forsberg just hits the post on James Reimer.
Jonathan Dahlin. Now it's Logan Couture behind the net. And it's thrown out in front. Dahlin tried to glove it down and backhanded on UC Saros. It looks like a hand pass will be called.
You know, I love that last breakout, though, that we saw by Brent Burns. He had Trennan coming in on him and just a nice little dish into the center, and it was an easy breakout.
Trennan creates the turnover. He's able to throw a wrister in. Reimer kicks out with the right pad. And now a big hit by Trennan. Now it's Timo Meier behind the net. He has it poked off his stick, but there's Couture to wind it back to Shimmick at the right point. That drive gobbled up by UC Saros. Have met over their last 11 meetings, with Nashville holding a 7-3-1 advantage over those 11. And now, right at the start of the second period, Timo Meier gets a stick up to the face. And we are going to have a power play for San Jose once again. Power play over. Borowiecki clears it out the center, and here comes Janot. Odd man rush. 3-on-1. Janot moves in. Gets it up the track. Hit shot, hit the post.
Well, and this is the chance, the 3-on-1 that the Nashville Predators had. And you can see Brent Burns thinks the pass is going to come across. He goes down, almost leaves his feet. And that allows Trennan to just come right down the Royal Road, if you will. And James Reimer should...
Inside now Meier. Meyer skates it out in front, and that centering pass, a shot on net by Couture, and a chest save is made by Saros. Loose behind the net, dug free.
Through on the evening, there's a chance at the other end on the power play. Watch the little stick play by Couture. He just lifts the stick.
Nashville continues to hold on to the 1-0 lead, and you called it, Cassie, before the game, how important special teams were going to be. Well, they have been very important so far. There's a shot in on Saros, and he turns it aside. Center ice, and then across the line comes Granlund. Puts the brakes on and gets it back to the point. Plenty of room for Josi. Centering pass, wrist shot, score! Another assist for Roman Josi. This time, he is able to set up Philip Forsberg for the wrister right between the circles. And Nashville has a 2-0 lead.
Philip Forsberg shot on display. We saw it in the first period off the face-off. But watch Roman Josi. He hesitates, waits till Forsberg gets in an open position. Burns almost gets a piece of that, but because Philip Forsberg crosses the middle of the ice here, he makes James Reimer move. You can tell he's starting to trust those youngsters, putting them out there on the ice after the goal.
Burns gave it away to Colton Sissons. Odd man rush for Nashville. Sissons feathers one across, and the one-timer just misses. And now Reimer is out to cover up once again. And really seemed to establish himself with the retirement of Pecorine as now the next goaltender to be the primary netminder for a team that year after year makes the postseason, but finally wants to make a run. Fabro feeds it left side, flip to Josi. Josi along the half boards, long wrist shot, steered aside by Reimer. Out in front, Josi, wrist shot, and blocked away by James Prosper again. Now back the other way with a step comes Logan Couture. Hands one off to Dahlin. Dahlin's wrist shot stopped again by Saros. On the doorstep, the rebound by Meyer is stopped by Saros. Another save by Saros on the centering attempt.
The last couple of games, they've really started to get going, and John Hines had split them up, and that's a big reason why.
Shot from Carlson, lost a bunch of skates in between the circles. Another opportunity, and on the rebound, Timo Meyer is able to find a loose puck and in midair get just enough of the shaft of the stick on it to put it home past UC Saros.
Well, in this period, they've really struggled to get into the offensive zone, but this time they get an offensive zone face-off. And watch Timo Meyer and the commitment. He just stays with it. Dahlin punches it towards UC Saros. It's a rebound that he's unable to control.
Here's a shot from Timo Meyer. Blocked in front, loose between the circles. A rebound, and that may have been stopped by Ryan Johansson with Saros out of position. Johansson with a game saver for the Nashville Predators.
Well, huge saves at both ends. This is a wide open net for San Jose, and good presence there by Ryan Johansson.
Coming up on 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Here's a break-in by Tomasino. Moves in to the forehand, and he's stopped by Reimer. James Reimer is able to keep the game alive for San Jose.
Cleared into the corner, and it leads to this opportunity by Tomasino and James Reimer.
Shields Sissons away to keep the play onside. Here's Couture, wrist shot, blocked in front. Loose puck, clear, rolls all the way down towards the empty net. And in!
And watch this block by Carrier in front. He gets down to block the shot from San Jose, and puck goes right.
And the Nashville Predators survive against the San Jose Sharks team that put on a strong push in the third period despite being down 2-0 to begin the third.